Hello everyone, welcome to a new video. In today's video I will be going over all of the new blue cards that will be released with OP11, because all of them were have been available on the One Piece card game official website now. Well, the Japanese version, I should say. So yeah, all the cards are here. They are in Japanese, but I'm using the Google automatic translate to English, so I can get some kind of idea of what they do. So yeah, I will not go over the leaders because I'm only interested in Nami leader, although they are, I guess it's worth mentioning that they have a new Nami leader releasing, but it does seem strong, but it's not that interesting to me. I mostly enjoy the alternate wind condition of the original Nami, and this one does not have anything like that. So yeah, we'll just go over all the cards one at a time, see if they will be usable or how viable they will be for the OP03 Nami mill deck, and put them in a tier list. So I made a tier list here with all the cards where we can put them to see how viable they will be. And the different tiers I have are staple, which is basically like every Nami list will want to use this, I guess. Example cards are Sanji's Pilaf and Kaya. Then we have great, which would be like good cards that are in most Nami decks, but maybe not always. Maybe something like Budos would be in great. B, good cards, cards that are still good, but maybe not in the most optimal lists. So, I don't know, maybe the Buggy Searcher is one now, because it was used a lot, but right now, or lately, it's not been used very much. Or maybe Deathwing would be going good. Maybe Deathwing would go great, I'm not sure. C, okay, I mean, these cards that are good, that like your deck will be fine with it, but it's definitely not the best. Maybe a 2k counter would fit in that category. D is bad. These would be cards that you generally don't want. Maybe you would need to add it because you have a searcher for a certain type or something. Then you could add a bad card, but you want to avoid these generally. And then F tier would be basically useless cards. And yeah, you want to avoid putting them in your deck no matter what. So let's start with the first card. Okay, the first card I want to go over is Vito. It's a 3-cost 4k power with the type Fire Tank Pirates, and it has the ability on play you can discard one card with the Fire Tank Pirates type from your hand. This character gains quick attack or rush, I guess, during this turn. I would say for Nami this effect doesn't really matter for Nami Mill. The 1k counter is something, but it's nothing special. I would say the type maybe like because there is a new searcher for Fire Tank Pirates, so I could see you adding this if you really need to find something, but generally I think there will be better options. So I don't think this card is very good in Nami Mill, so I will put it in useless. Next we have Windsmoke Ichiji. It's a 7-cost 7k power with the type Windsmoke family Germa 66, and it's a blocker. And it has the ability when opponent attacks once per turn, if your characters are all characters with the Germa trait, you can activate this. Give up to one of your leaders or characters plus 1k power during this battle. Then place the top 2 cards of your deck in the trash. So this is a pretty expensive card, which is not good generally for Nami Mill. Also 7k power is not that high for 7 cost. And it doesn't have any counter either, which is unfortunate. It does have blocker, which is pretty good. And then the ability can mill cards, right? You can place top 2 cards of your deck in the trash, but I think it can be hard to fulfill the requirements. because all your... I mean, I guess if this is your only card on the field, you can fulfill it, but the problem is if you play this on turn 7 and when you have nothing else, or not turn 7, when you have 7 down at least, and then your opponent just removes it, and you get nothing for 7, which is very bad. And even if you activate it once, that's 2 mil for 7 dawn, which is like what, 0.3 mil per dawn, which is not that great, but could be fun. So maybe I will give it a try, but I don't think it's very good. But still, I think I will put it in the bad tier, because it doesn't seem completely useless. Next we have Windsmoke Judge. It's a 6 cost 8k power with the type Windsmoke family, Germa 66. And its ability is activate main. Once per turn you can discard 1 card from your hand. All your characters with the trait Germa 66 get plus 1k power during this turn. So this is also an expensive card, but it has better stats, I would say. But it has no counter or blocker, which is not good. And the ability doesn't really matter for Nami. I mean, I guess you could put this in some kind of Germa 66 version, but I don't know, it doesn't seem that good. So I will actually put this in the useless tier also, because yeah, it is hard to get rid of, and it's expensive. Next we have Windsmoke Niji. It's a 5 cost 6k power with 2k counter, and it has types the Windsmoke family and Germa 66, and then no ability, so it's, yeah, vanilla basically. The 2k counter is pretty good, so that's something. I mean, you kind of want to have some kind of searcher for Germa 66 or Windsmoke if you play this, which I don't think there is really that you can play in Nami Mill. I mean, there is the Hope card that can find cards that cost 4 or more, but that card is pretty expensive and it's not the best searcher in Nami Mill. I do like the art though, it's pretty cool. As for where to put it, I mean, it's still a 2k counter. I will put it in the OK tier. Like I said, there is one searcher you can use for it, and then maybe if you have it in the Windsmoke Ichiji deck, you can play those together. So it's not worthless. Then we have Windsmoke Yonji. It's a 4 cost 5k with 1k counter, and its types are Windsmoke family and Germa 66. It has blocker, and then it has if your characters only have the trait Germa, I guess. This character cannot be KO'd or put into rest by your opponent's effects. So the stats are fine, I guess, and blocker is, you know, that's pretty good. Especially, it's a fairly cheap blocker. I mean, there are cheaper, but it's the cheapest you can play, or that you can find with the Hope searcher. And the ability is not useless in Nami, but though I guess it would depend on the matchup. Some matchups it could be pretty useless. Although again, you have to fulfill the requirement of having only Germa characters, so I guess it would go in some kind of Germa build. Is it Germa? Germa? Whatever. I guess the Ichiji deck, you could put it in. And well, I don't expect that tech to be very good for Nami at least, so that would make this not that good either. But yeah, it's something. I will actually put this in the OK also, because it's a blocker and it has 1k counter. So it's fine. Next we have Windsmoke Reiju. It's a 4 cost 5k power with 2k counter. And it has the types Windsmoke family and Germa 66. And the ability on play, if your leader has Windsmoke family trait, look at the top 5 cards of your deck, reveal up to 1 card with the Germa trait, and add it to your hand, then place the rest in the trash. So this would have been nice if it could work in Nami Mill, but unfortunately Nami does not have the Wind Smoke family type. Actually, it would have been amazing because you place the rest in the trash. Oh my god, it would have been a 4-cost trash 4 from top and add 1 to your hand. That would have been amazing. But yeah, there's a reason it's not playable in Nami. But still, it's a 2k counter, which is something. So maybe it's actually okay, even though the effect does nothing. I mean, the stats are... It doesn't have blocker, which is bad. I will put it in okay because of the 2k counter. But below... Maybe the blocker goes before the 2k counter. Yeah. I mean, they're okay, right? I don't know. Let's keep it like this. Then we have Capone Beg, whatever. It's a 1-cost 2k power with 1k counter. And it has... Oh wait, and the types are Supernova and Fire Tank Pirates. And it has on play, look at the top 4 cards of your deck, reveal up to 1 card with a cost of 2 or more, and the type Fire Tank Pirates or Straw Hat Crew, and add it to your hand. Then place the rest on the bottom of your deck in any order. So it's a searcher for Fire Tank Pirates and Straw Hat Crew cards that cost 2 or more. That, I mean, a searcher is always good, right? It depends on it. Well, it depends on the other cards that you play in the deck. But a searcher for 1, it always has potential, I would say. Now, my guess is at least the Fire Tank Pirates build will not be very good, but maybe there is some Straw Hat Crew build you can use, or at least some cards from there. The 1k counter is also nice. So I will put it in the good tier, actually. Because it is a searcher, even though I don't think there are that many cards you really want to find with it right now. Maybe there will be more in the future, or maybe there are more I haven't looked at yet. But we'll get there. Next we have Carrot. It's a 1-cost 1k power with 1k counter. It's in the Mink. It has the Minx type, and its ability is on play. Look at the top 3 cards of your deck, rearrange them in any order, and place them on the top or bottom of your deck. And when your opponent attacks, you can place this character in the trash. Up to 1 of your leader gets plus 1k power during this battle. So the on play is just a deck arranger, or like rearranging the deck, which is not... I mean, it's much worse than a searcher, but it's not nothing, you know, it's something at least. You can put cards, maybe you can put 2 Impel Downs on top and then you use a Gavel, you know, so there is value in rearranging the deck, but it's not that good. And then the other ability is basically like you can use it as a counter even when it's on the field, which is fun, which is nice, but your opponent can see it, so it's not as good as keeping it in your hand or as using a counter from hand. It would have been nice if it could last a whole turn, but it's only for the battle. And then the type is also pretty meaningless for Nami Mill. I will put this in the bad. It's not completely useless, but I don't think it's very good either. Maybe it could be okay, but I'll put it in bad for now. Next we have Gotti. It's a 3-cost 4k power with 2k counter. It has types or type Fire Tank Pirates, and then the ability when attacking, you can discard 1 card with the characteristic Fire Tank Pirates from your hand. Return up to 1 character will cost 1 or less to the bottom of its owner's hand or deck. So 3 cost for 4k power is not very good, but it does have 2k counter, which is nice. The type, again, probably not that good, but maybe there is a Fire Tank Pirates build you can use after or in OP11. And it's searchable with Capone. The ability is fairly, I mean, it's not useless. Like you can return on attack, you can discard 1 card. So maybe another of this card, and then return up to 1 character would cost 1 or less. Is to hand or deck. So you could return a Kaya to your own hand. Or something to your opponent's deck. So But I don't think that's gonna happen that often. Like either. Also, it costs 1 card, which is not cheap. But it could happen. I'm gonna say it's fine. This card gets an OK. It's a 2k counter, so at least OK. So it's actually above here. And then the ability can sometimes be used. Maybe it's the top of OK. Let's put that top for now. I think the blocker is better. So yeah, it will be OK. Next we have Sanji. It's a 6 cost 7k with no counter. And it has the types Windsmoke family and Straw Hat crew. And the ability, when this character is KO'd by the opponent's effect, look at the top 5 cards of your deck and bring up to 1 character card with the characteristic Straw Hat crew with a cost of 5 or less into play. Then place the rest on the bottom of your deck in any order you like. And when appearing, so I guess on play, return up to 1 character with an original power of 5k or less to the owner's hand. So 6k, 7 power, 7k power is pretty bad. But it does have the bounce effect, so you can get a Kaya with that or something. The on KO effect feels like it will be hard to trigger, because your opponent will have to kill your Sanji by an effect. It cannot be in battle, I don't think. And even then, you get to search for Straw Hat crew character, which means you would have to add a lot of them to your deck, so it would affect your deck a lot. I mean, maybe there are enough that you can add. We will see, I guess, but I don't think it's that good. It's too expensive and you don't get that much for it. I'm gonna put Sanji in the useless, maybe top of useless, but I don't think he's very good. Next we have Charlotte Lola. It's a 5 cost 7k power with 1k counter, vanilla, so no ability. And it has the types Fire Tank Pirates and Former Rolling Pirates. It's a vanilla, so it's not that good in Nami Mill. I mean, it is searchable with Beggy, the Capone Beggy, and Hope, I guess, but I don't think it's that good. I mean, yeah, maybe you play it in the Fire Tank Pirates build, but I doubt it. I will put this in the useless tier also. Maybe top. Next we have Tony Chopper. It's a 5 cost 6k power with 2k counter, vanilla, with the types animals and Straw Hat crew. Wait, actually, I think it's Animal Kingdom is the English name. Yeah, anyway, it has 2k counter, which is good. And you can search for it with Hope, with Who's Who and Capone Beggy, which is interesting. It's a lot of searchers you can use to find this. So maybe there's some Straw Hat or Animal Kingdom build you can use in OP11. But I would expect this to mostly be used as a 2k counter and not played that much. But yeah, I think I will try to brew something with this. And then, yeah, I have to say the art here is definitely wonderful, which is a plus, of course. I will put this in the OK. I mean, it's a 2k that can be searched a lot. Maybe here. That one, the other one has an ability, this one. Yeah, I'll put it here. Next we have Nami. It's a 5 cost 6k power with 1k counter. It has the type Straw Hat crew and the abilities blocker and on play. If your leader is multicolored, draw 3, rearrange 2 cards from your hand in any order and place them on the top or bottom of your deck. So 5k with 6k power and 1k counter is not very good, but blocker it kind of makes it okay. It's unfortunate that the on play is leader locked, because it would have been nice in OP03 Nami, and I don't think it would have been broken, because it would basically be a draw 1, right? I mean, or a mill 1 in total, because you have to put the cards back, 2 cards back. Although, I mean, yeah, filtering is definitely worth a lot. Like, you could put some bad cards on the bottom, so it's not as simple as you just draw 1. The Straw Hat crew type is nice because it is searchable with Capone Beggy, and then the forecast over means you can use Hope. So I mean, it's not that good, but also I wouldn't say it's useless. I'm gonna put Nami in the bad tier. I think not very good, but not useless, like I said. Next we have Bartolomeo. It's a 6 cost 7k power with 2k counter, vanilla, and it has the types Dressrosa and Supernova. So the 2k counter is nice, of course, as I've said many times. The types are, well, I mean, Dressrosa is something. Maybe you can make some kind of Dressrosa build with this, because there is a searcher for it. What's it called? I will follow you and guide you all, I think. Follow me and I will guide you all. Yeah, and then you can add hope if you have enough forecast or more. So maybe that would be like Dressrosa, no, what's it called? Cavendish and this one. And maybe something else. I don't know, maybe something I will try in a Dressrosa package. In total I would say it's probably the worst. I mean, maybe it's better than the Windsmoke. Yeah, actually it's better than this one. I will put this here. It's okay, it's a 2k counter, so it gets the C tier. But yeah, nothing special. Then we have Brook. It's a 3 cost 4k power with 1k counter. Type is Straw Hat Crew. It has blocker and it has on play. Plays up to 1 character with an original cost of 1 on the bottom of your owner's deck. I guess the owner's deck or its owner's deck. It's a 3 cost blocker, which is nice, but the on play doesn't really matter. I mean, what, you can put a searcher on the bottom of your opponent's deck. Maybe like a dock Q would be nice, because then they don't get the on KO, which draws them a card. But I still don't think it's very good. Also, I mean, technically you could use it on your own Kaya to get her to the bottom of your deck, which if you use the Kaya later, it's actually a net mill of 1, because you know, you add 1 card to the bottom, but then you play Kaya and you mill 2. But yeah, that seems very very niche scenario. It is searchable with Beggy, so I guess you could play it with him. Capone Beggy, I mean. I doubt this will be very good. This will go in the bad tier. Maybe above Nami. Above Carrot? No. Yeah, above Carrot. Next we have Pedro. It's a 1 cost 1k power with 1k counter. Its type is Minx. And it has, if you have 4 or less cards in your hand, this character gains blocker. Now this would be something you can use early, which is nice. So this is something cheap you can use to protect your Nami, OP09 Nami searcher, I guess. As long as you stay under 4 or less cards in your hand, yes. Which means you have to be under 5 before your opponent attacks, because you would first have to declare blocker before you can use counters. You would have to go down first, which is unfortunate. Maybe, I mean, I think it's good if you can play a Nami on turn 1, attack with it and then protect it. And this would be more ways to protect it instead of just having Boodle. And I guess Marguerite, but Marguerite is expensive. So maybe there's something here. I was gonna put this in the bad tier because, I mean, it's a blocker, so I wouldn't say it's useless, but maybe it's actually okay. Top or bad? You know what, I'll put it in the okay tier, because like I said, but no, there's no way to search for it. Nah, I'll put it in bad tier, maybe top of bad. Yeah, I don't think it would be very good. Then we have Monkey D. Lofi. It's a 5 cost 7k power with 1k counter. It's a Straw Hat Crew type. It has, if you have 5 or more cards in your hand, this character cannot attack. And then it has blocker. It's a very strong blocker for the cost. But of course you cannot attack with it very easily. But that doesn't really matter that much for Nami, because we are more of a defensive deck. So you don't want to attack too much. Of course sometimes offense is the best defense, but I think if you need to, you can also get down to 5 or lower than 5 cards. And then it is searchable with Hope and Capone Beggy and is that it? Maybe that's it, yeah. I could see this used in a Straw Hat Crew build. Now I don't think the Straw Hat Crew build will be very good, but I could see people trying it out. Yeah, I'll put this in the okay also. maybe here. Next we have Gum Gum King Snake. It's a 1-cost event with the type Straw Hat Crew, and the ability is counter. Up to one of your leader or characters gets plus 2k power during this battle. Afterwards, if you have 4 or less cards in your hand, that card gets plus 2k power during this battle. And the trigger is return up to one character with a cost of 2 or less to its owner's hand. Now this can give up to 4k power for 1 Dawn, which is very efficient. Now it is conditional on having the right amount of cards in hand, which is, you know, not the best, but I don't think it will be too hard to achieve that, because I mean you just use your other cards first and then you end with this one, right? Although it doesn't mill anything, so that's a bit unfortunate. Also, it is not searchable with the Capone Beggy, because that one only finds cards that are cost 2 or more, and this one costs 1. The trigger is decent, because we can get back a Kaya or something like that. But it's nothing amazing. I can see people using this, at least to test with, and then whether or not it will be good enough, I don't know, but it's definitely good enough to try out. I will actually put this in the good tier, because I think it is good enough that it has potential. It's not searchable, which is a big problem, but I don't think it will make it useless. So yeah, I will put it in the good. Then we have Let's Break the Formula. It is a 1-cost event with ability, or with type Straw Hat Crew, and ability main. If your leader is multicolored, look at the top 5 cards of your deck, reveal up to 1 card with the characteristic Straw Hat Crew other than Let's Break the Ceremony, and add it to your hand, then place the rest on the bottom of your deck in any order. And trigger is activate this card's main effect. Yeah, this is a card that requires your leader to be multicolored, otherwise it will do nothing, so basically it's worthless for Nami Mill, which is unfortunate, because it would definitely have been nice to have a searcher for Straw Hat Crew other than the Capone Beggy, but yeah, it's not gonna see any play in Nami Mill, so I will put this in the worthless F tier. And then we have Gum Gum Jet Giant Snake Cannon. It's a 3-cost event with type Straw Hat Crew and ability main, place up to one of your opponent's characters with an original cost of 4 or less at the bottom of their owner's deck. And the trigger is place up to 1 character with a cost of 1 or less at the bottom of the owner's deck. So it's removal for 4 cost, which is nice in the current meta, because there are lots of Doflamingo and that deck plays a lot of 4 cost. Of course, you can always run the Arabesque Brick Fist, which is 2 cost and can also remove 4 costs, but that one returns to hand, and that means you can also use it to get back a Kaya, which is pretty good, which you cannot do with this. I mean, you could put your own Kaya on the bottom. Actually, no, you cannot, because it's only opponent's characters, so never mind. Yeah, this one is 1 extra Dawn compared to Brick Fist. Maybe it will be, I mean, I wouldn't say it's a worthless card, but it will probably depend on like the meta, how good this is. Maybe the current meta is one of the better times for it, but still, I don't know if it will see that much play. I will put this in, is it good? Nah. Maybe top of okay. I will put it in C tier, yeah. And finally we have Monkey D. Lofi. It's an 8-cost, 8k power. It has type Straw Hat Crew and Rush. And on attack you can discard 1 card from your hand, return up to 1 character with a cost of 4 or less to its owner's hand. Afterwards grant up to 1 rested Dawn to your leader or 1 character. So this is a very expensive card, 8 cost for 8k power. Although it has Rush, which is nice, but it has no counter, which is pretty bad. It can remove something when you play it, which is good. I mean, other than the attack, you can also, yeah, return something. Otherwise you could even return your own Kaya. But still paying 8 cost to return your Kaya is not good value. I guess it's a 9k if you attach the Dawn to this character. Because yeah, you grant up to 1 rested Dawn to leader or character. So it could be itself. But I mean, in general, Nami Mill doesn't care about dealing damage, so rush is not that important. Unless it's like the rush Usopp where you can mill with it. It is Stride Crew, so you can find it with the Capone Beggy, so maybe there's a build with that. I'm gonna guess you mostly use this as trash fodder for like Gum Gum Giant Gavel or Kaya or something. So I'll put this in the bad tier and D tier. Like I said, maybe there is some Stride Crew build you can include it in, but I don't think it will be that good, even if you do. So yeah, this is my tier list for OP11 cards, blue cards in Nami Mill. Not that much stuff that I would expect to be very good, but at least there's some stuff to try out, so it will be fun to test when it's released. I guess the sim released on the sim first, and then later we get the real cards. But yeah, this is my prediction for Nami. Overall for OP11, I don't think Nami will be that good. I think it will go down in tier because it's not getting much, and I think the other decks are getting more. Although there is one caveat, which is they will do some banning in like a few weeks. So maybe if they ban some decks that are good against Nami, like some cards in the Doflamingo deck, or maybe in the Teach deck, that could help Nami, but I wouldn't expect Nami to be increasing in tier. Either stay like, what is it, tier 2, or go down to like 2.5 or 3. Yeah, I don't think it will be tier 1 at least. Anyway, that's my prediction for OP11 for Nami Mill. Let me know what you think. Yeah, I hope you all enjoyed, and I hope you have a good day, and bye!